Yo guys, my name is Rama Drama, Ramsey, Rambo, Ram. I've heard it all, and welcome back to Thoughts with Rama. So last time we talked about perception. We talked about how sometimes when someone does something, you perceive that thing based off how you view yourself and how you view reality. I gave an example about my cousin. When I gave her something to help her work out, she took it as me calling her fat when I was actually just trying to give her something that could help her. Sometimes when someone does or says something, you take it in a way that insults you because of your own insecurities about something. So for example, if someone does something for me, I'm over here like, man, he did it because he feels bad for me. I'm not good enough. Why would he just do this for me? He's not a nice person, blah blah blah. And then like to him it's like, damn, you know, like I'm just trying to help her out or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like sometimes we just perceive things based off how we feel about ourselves or how we feel about others. So now here's the thing, imagine how much you could help yourself if you chose to just look at things differently. If you loved yourself and if you stopped taking things as something that's against you and took it as something for you, then how different would your life be? So I'm not trying to say go around and be like, damn, I'm so pretty, damn, I'm so smart, people are doing this for me because I'm so amazing. That's not what I'm saying. But then also don't go around and be like, damn, people are doing this for me because I suck, people are doing this for me because they feel bad for me, blah blah blah. And you know, so it's like these are like two extremes, right? So what I'm trying to say is like to be in the middle. Sometimes even when someone does something, you don't have to take it as being anything. Sometimes you could, when someone does something, it's like you take it as a reflection of themselves, like, wow, that guy's a nice person. When you love yourself, then you no longer look for things around you to support your feelings. When you're comfortable with yourself, you will no longer take anything in a way that could harm you. Just confident in yourself. You're focused on yourself, not focused on why people do things overall. You're not really focused on like the effects that other people have on you, because deep down you were comfortable with yourself. It's just taking things as they are as opposed to taking them through your own negative perception of yourself. So another way of looking at that is like, okay, someone said something to you or someone says something about you and you're like, oh, this is what they meant by that, this is what they mean, they're trying to insult me, and all these different things, right? When another way to look at it is like, okay, whatever, you know, it's like it reaches a point where it becomes like, all right, no matter what you say, it's not gonna move me, it's not gonna make me feel bad. It just becomes something that's like casual. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that whenever you talk to someone and they say something that makes you feel something about yourself, then maybe you should look at that thing that they've said and see what insecurity it is that you have, and then maybe you can work on it and maybe you can improve it. Maybe you can find the root cause of why it is that you feel that way. Because my cousin, for example, they've been calling her fat her whole life, and because of that she now gets anxiety because of her weight. It's not an easy process. She's not going to wake up one day and be like, oh, I have no reason to feel like this, but it's something that you shouldn't ignore. It's something that you should work on, because then no matter what people say, it doesn't affect me. For example, if I come around and people tell me that I'm fat, I don't care what you think. I love myself, I love the way that I am, and like no matter what you say, no matter what harm you're trying to cause me, it's not gonna affect me because I know myself and I love myself the way that I am. And if you want to improve, that's completely up to you, you know, but you should be confident, you should be happy with the way that you are. Anything that anyone does or anything that anyone says should be something that's just thought about for a second and then just drop. And if you build a belief system about yourself because someone at some point told you something about yourself, someone insulted you, someone made you feel a certain way, then it's not worth it to hold on to that belief system. That belief system that you're not good enough, that belief system that you can't do anything, the belief system that you're anything bad at all, because everything about you is great, no matter what people say. And if you feel like you need to improve, that's on you and not for anyone else to decide. Your perception, true, it is something that your life has been built around. You create belief systems about yourself and about others based off the things that you've experienced. Sometimes these things that you've experienced are not worth building your belief system around. And that's why when it comes to things especially related to yourself and especially related to the way that you feel about yourself, and these are things that you should learn how to overcome, how to drop, to get over these fears and anxieties that you're not good enough, because you are more than good enough and you will always be more than good enough. And if anyone else says anything bad about you, it's because of their own negative perception of themselves. Because remember what I told you in one of my other videos, I talked about how sometimes when you feel vulnerable on the inside, your ego develops. And this ego is everything bad. It's a reaction to your environment. Some people snap for no reason. Some people start talking about others because deep down they just don't feel comfortable about themselves. So just because people are perceiving you a certain way because of their own belief system and their own vulnerable emotional state does not mean that there is anything wrong with you. I mean, this could relate to other things, right? Like if you're at work and something happens and then you go outside and someone says something, you perceive that thing that someone says connected to your work when low-key that person could have been talking about something completely different. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you devote yourself enough time to improve your perception, to improve the way you look at the world, and to improve the way that you look at yourself, then your life could be completely different. So give yourself the time that you need, give yourself the positive energy that you need from within yourself. You can create your own positive energy, view the world differently, view yourself differently, and I promise you the world will look a lot lighter. Alright, thank you guys for coming to watch. Please like, subscribe, and share. Remember, I love you, take care, peace out. It's gonna be some mad things, yo.